Hi everyone, I am here to make the perfect dog treat for the fall. Pumpkin, peanut butter, and oats and water is all you're going to need. This is going to be so simple and quick and easy, and your dogs are going to absolutely love it. So let's get started. We have 1 cup of, I use organic oats, they're just whole oats. And you are going to make a flour out of it. So I use my little food processor, just a mini food processor. So I measured 1 cup of oats. Actually, I just went over a little bit because we'll need it to flour the surface. So just a little bit over a cup. And you're going to blend that until it's flour consistency. I already did it so you didn't have to hear all the loud noise. So you can kind of see it's floury. And then we have peanut butter, which I measured out. It's 1/4 cup of peanut butter. I just use creamy organic peanut butter from Costco. And one tip that, because I ran out as I was measuring, one tip I just wanted to share with you really quick is when you're done, when you've used up all the peanut butter and you can't scrape any more out, fill it up with some water, give it a shake, and let it sit for a little bit. And then I pour it over their dog food, and they love it. So you can use pumpkin puree from a can that you get at the grocery store, but I really like this Native Pet pumpkin powder. I keep it on hand all year round in case the dogs ever get upset bellies, diarrhea, and stuff like that. I just use it as a food topper and give it to them. I've also made frozen treats from it. I'm making these treats from it. You basically just mix it with water. So we need a 1/3 cup of pumpkin puree. So what I did is I put in 1/3 cup of water, 1/3 cup water. Now this is a test as we go through this. I'm not sure how many scoops, so we're going to count. Is going to make it into, you want it like puree consistency. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see what that does. Yeah, it's still pretty watery. I'm going to say at least 5 more, not more. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's see where we're at. Yeah, that's better. I don't know if you can see that on camera or not, but it's getting there, but it's, well, maybe. I mix it up really good and see where we're at. That's actually pretty good. I'm going to go with that. It's kind of thick, but still runny. All right, so I did 10 scoops of the Native Pet. Again, you're welcome to use a can, but this way I can put the top on it and I could use it anytime and it lasts a long time. Okay, so we got all our ingredients measured out. It would help if I had a bowl, so let me get a bowl. Okay, back with my bowl. All right, so we have the 1 cup of oats, and like I said, I made a little extra so that I have some as my, you're going to want it to put down on the counter or whatever you're rolling the dough out on so that it doesn't stick. Okay. So 1 cup of oats, salt like whole, is the same as if you blend it up. So you don't have to add extra. So I've got 1 full cup, put it in my bowl. And then our pumpkin puree. Almost might be on the tad too thick. Might have to add a little water. We'll see how that goes. Okay. And then I have our 1/4 cup of peanut butter ready measured out. And if you're curious, I know there's a lot of information out there about xylitol and dogs in peanut butter. I actually have an article that I will link below the video about peanut butter and xylitol. You'd actually be surprised there's not that many brands that actually have it. It's usually the sugar-free peanut butter that has the xylitol in it, and your normal day-to-day ones aren't going to have that. Okay, so I'm going to mix this really well, and it's going to take a little bit because it is dry. And you might want to use, I probably could have used my mixer, but I'm going to do it by hand. And you want it like cookie dough consistency, because we are going to roll these out and make them into shapes. I know you can't see it right now, and if I had hands to move the camera, you can see I got Ginger over here staring me down because she can smell all the yummy ingredients. And that's the best thing, is when you make, I'm making a mess. When you make your own treats, you don't have to worry about the ingredient list, right? You don't have to worry that there's some weird xylitol or preservatives that you don't want your dog to eat. And especially if you have a dog like Ginger who's allergic to everything, I have to be really careful what I feed her, because I'm going to use my hands now, because she is allergic to a lot of the preservatives, I think. For the longest time, I thought it was just chicken and certain proteins, but the more I learn about feeding our dogs and the ingredients that we eat and that's in our environment, anyway, that's a whole another long story. But as you can see, the dough is coming together, and I think I am going to add just, you can see it's kind of crumbly. I'm going to add just a touch of water, and I'm going to use my measuring cup that I use the pumpkin in, so that at least I can get some of that out. I'm just going to do it a little bit at a time. So I think we did 10 scoops. I think I would go down to 9 scoops of pumpkin powder per the 1/3 cup of water, just because I think it's a little dry. And that was our puppy wizard that you just heard bark in the background. All right. Yeah, that feels much better. Okay, I am going to wash my hands so I can prep my rolling area. So I am back. Again, I saved a little bit of the flour from the oats that I'm going to use just to sprinkle on my counter. You can use, I don't know, you can use regular flour too, but I was trying to not add in another ingredient and hoping this doesn't stick. So I've got my ball of dough here. I'm going to kind of flatten it out a little bit. And I like to roll it. You can do them as thick as you want. I like about a 1/4 inch, so that I'd rather have the treats more crispy than chewy. And I don't want them too thick. So that's about a 1/4 inch. And I have these adorable little cookie cutters. I'll leave a link for those too, where I just got them on Amazon, but I don't have a pumpkin, believe it or not. So I just picked random shapes, and I like the these tiny ones, because they're perfect for just training treats, or not giving them, like, I don't like giving a whole big treat, because I like to use my treats sparingly. They get them when they come inside, or they do something that I want them to. All right, and if they come apart, these do not grow, so you can get them pretty close on your pan. You guys, I wish you could see Ginger right now. She's literally right here. I don't know, maybe you can't see her. She's literally right here watching me. waiting for something to drop. And isn't that the beauty of these, is that if something does drop, she can eat it and I don't have to worry. And honestly, if you don't have cookie cutters, you can just cut them with a knife to the size that you want. You don't have to be fancy with this. They're cute when they're shapes. Right, Ginger? I'm doing stars because you're my star. And I'll come back when I get all these cut out, but in the meantime, you're going to want to preheat your oven at 350 degrees, and we are going to bake these for about 20 minutes. There's Ginger. She's waiting as I'm making all the pieces. Let's see if she likes it raw. Ready? She's a snapper, so I'm going to toss it. All right, so I thought I'd get a close-up here. And we're going to put it in the oven. We got the temp at 350. And we will be back in 20 minutes. Well, the timer just went off, and look who's sitting by the oven waiting for her treats. So let's see if they're done. They look like they're pretty crispy. Let's see. Yep, I think they're done. I'm gonna take them out. Here they are, you guys. I put them on a paper towel to cool down. They're still a little bit hot. So obviously you don't want to give them to your dog hot, so let them cool completely. But they're just little crispy little treats. One extra tip. There's a few ways to store these. You can store them in a mason jar like this on the counter, probably for about a week. Otherwise, you can put them in the refrigerator. They would last a lot longer, and even in the freezer. I put a lot of our homemade treats in the freezer because I tend to over bake, even though we have 4 dogs. So do whatever. If you plan on using them right away, a mason jar like this works out great. Otherwise, you can store them in the freezer in a Ziploc or the refrigerator. Actually, another great idea would be Christmas gifts, right? You can decorate the mason jar and give it as a gift for your dog-loving friends. All right, guys, I really hope that you enjoyed that video. The pumpkin peanut butter and oat recipe is really easy, and the dogs really like it. So again, Ginger's a snapper, so I can't give it to her by my hand, so I'm gonna set it down. And I think she likes it. Sit. Down. Down, all the way down. Okay, here you go. Is that yummy? Is that yummy, Ginger? Oh yes, that was so yummy.